Hey, good day, good morning, good afternoon, everybody watching the Ride Along Show. Yet another episode. And me, I'm so excited with this one, about this one, and for this one, man. Anyhow, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm your host, ENC Generalo. I wasn't on the last episode. I had a beef with my wife. I was out, but I'm back. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna love it today. What's good, sister?
Yeah, what's up, people? It's the Ride Along Show, and I'm co-hosting Sister Jai, and I'm super excited about our guest today. And you might be expecting some corporate stuff. We're going to the streets. We're taking it to the streets.
Yeah, better. You know, like what I was supposed to do, yeah. The more I call Sumaya, like I should just take up the phone and call my mom and say, "Yo, mom, we made it! Like we riding with Saul FRAZER." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yo, mom, we made it.
Well, we made it. We made it.
But this is the one and only
Uh-huh.
Saul FRAZER. But before I let Saul introduce himself, right?
Mhm.
Does anyone call you Suleiman in your life? Who calls you Suleiman? Who is that close to you to call you Suleiman? Is it a mom figure, a dad figure, a cousin figure? But we also know Saul, like it's like a nickname,
Uh-huh.
but that's the name we see you use on out there like that.
Right, right. Well, guys, thank you very much for having me here. I'm really happy and excited about it,
Mm-hmm.
because I've been following the show and I like what you guys do and I admire you guys as a couple. So let's have fun today. Suleiman, my grandfather, actually, the one that raised me up, the one that made me who I am today,
Mhm.
used to call me Suleiman.
Right.
Occasionally, my mom will call me Suleiman, but then that's probably when she wants something from me.
Yeah, I think all moms do that. They all
Yeah,
have a
you
special
know?
name they call you.
Man,
Yeah, when
man,
they
they
want to-
call me the real name when I'm
Yeah.
bad. When I hear Esa, I know that's trouble.
you know. But then obviously there are a few friends who would call me Suleiman. But yeah, I'm known as Saul FRAZER
Mhm.
from Latir Kunda.
Mhm.
I'm nothing special really. I'm just like you guys.
Wow. Wow.
As a kid, I used to go hunt Drimo.
You did it?
Yeah, we did, man.
Because I was definitely gonna ask, yo, how
we'll
was
go
you?
deep into that as a childhood,
You know what I'm saying?
as we
Definitely.
ride along,
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to this journey.
All right. So let's take you on a ride and
Let's ride, people.
hopefully
Right.
see one of your projects.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
All right.
Like, because definitely speaking,
Yeah.
growing up as a Gambian child,
Yeah.
like the mother always smokes sister. I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna life. You didn't live certain life like outside the household. You know what I'm saying? But you mentioning these things like they don't put it dicks to play cause you belly hamga. Like,
Aye.
yo, that's some lit life.
Adobe, right? I got your
Okay.
sister. They are city girls.
Well,
they don't know much.
Well, I played Adobe. I
But
played
my
Cashew.
ENC,
Man.
yeah, we can relate.
Bro.
So, but yeah, I had an amazing childhood. Went to Dara, played on the street, and had great friends. And incidentally,
Mhm.
my childhood friends are still my best friends.
Oh.
Those are the ones that knows me. Those are the ones that can make me, think and be who I am around
Right.
them. And it's pleasant. It's pleasant.
That you mentioned something very important, like people you grew up with and still your best friends. I think it's a very rare thing lately. Like especially a person of your status. Like success takes a lot from everybody. So sometimes you get to lose friends, or some people would even switch at some point in time, or to say, man, people don't understand me that much. I have to change my circle. A lot of people go through that a lot. But you mentioned like you still have those friends. Like that's major.
That's for me. It has always been like that. Yes, success attracts, and it attracts not only the positive, but it attracts the negatives and everything else. But I've been lucky to be able to keep that circles of friends that I had, from day one up to now, and we have all kinds of fun when we're together, and it's amazing. Really.
Yeah.
You know.
You were mentioning like the childhood days. Um, mention Angulo football. I know it's been there.
Yeah.
Something because you and Arsenal, I see Arsenal on your couch,
Yeah.
and I've been seeing some Arsenal jerseys. But why do you choose Arsenal? So that team don't win.
Because it's the team for successful people. It's the team for, come on.
Bro, that team gives heart attack.
I'll tell you how Arsenal came about, you know. But first, as a child,
Right.
I was a very good goalkeeper,
Okay.
right? Because obviously my height and my body. So when I stand at the post, I feel it.
Yeah.
So people used to avoid me when we were playing 5-5 penalties, staking money, you know.
Okay.
Nobody wants to face me because they know that if they face me, one, I will basically, they will not score, and I had a very good kicking foot as well. So, bomb.
Man, the foot power.
High foot power.
Right.
You know, so yes, from goalkeeper, then obviously later to evolving to central defender, midfield, and eventually striker.
Right.
I played in Gambia. I didn't play much in Gambia, to be honest. I played mostly in Sweden.
Right.
Okay.
And I played up to third division.
Oh.
Wow.
I was kind of semi-professional because my football team there gave me a car when I was studying, so I could get to training.
Is it?
So yeah, I can call myself a professional player.
Bro, that's a level, right?
Yeah,
that's a level. Yeah. That's a level in it.
I got to a point where I realized I couldn't be a Ronaldo or a Messi, so I chose education instead.
Okay.
Right.
Because sometimes we spend too much time dreaming on something that we know is not going to be possible.
Right.
So for me, I realized that early, man, hey, you know what? I wouldn't be able to be the kind of player I want to be successful.
Yeah.
So let me just stop there and, you know, start focusing on my education. So I left.
Yeah.
Do you know say I go la one when she was in school?
Okay.
That man beef mullo football mullo. Man gonna boy me growing up on big
Okay, now,
my
Saul is stating facts,
Yeah.
giving us munyo wah limdef.
Yeah.
Man, I have evidence. I've been in the school team, football, basketball, volleyball. But anytime you ask Esa about sports, he'll be like, okay, let me call my brother. Of course, your brother's gonna back you.
No, because this is a nigga like that was with me all through. You know what I'm saying? Like because more gonna like that kid I take along anywhere I go. People I grew up together.
Man, I have evidence because I was coached by the late Bonu Johnson, who have the coach in Gambia. So that's evidence,
Yeah.
100%.
No man, Bonyo man playing a goal there. But fan la give away more big man you then get to renga score sabo. Oh, goal you get laugh. I'm like, no, that's the worst part.
Goalkeeper you play in their lap. Oliver can lap ninko, Casillas lap ninko. All the best goalkeepers.
True. I agree with you.
Yeah, that lab they end a person's career in sports. So but if they young man them na high jump, them na I certificate. Yeah, I played football, I played basketball. I'm gonna but school mama jalan for me as well. I was that serious boy, so I just had to, you know what I mean. But you were asking a question, right?
Yeah, Saul said something, and Mungi sticks my bob it.
Right.
When he realized he wasn't going to be a Ronaldo or a Messi, he decided to go in for education, which simply means he decided to be Saul FRAZER because nobody else can be Saul FRAZER better than him.
Right.
And I think that's something, Lohamne, we all should take note of that.
Right.
Because we're always like, okay, I want to be Oprah, I want to be, you know,
Yeah.
and forgetting I can be a best version of Sister Njai.
Right. Yourself. Right.
Yeah.
Right. True.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
I totally agree with you. I think recently I read something about a lot of people will say, oh, I'm going to find time to find myself and look at myself and stuff. But then the other quote was saying that, no, it's not like that. It's you create who you want to be. You know, finding yourself, it's basically a waste of time. But you create, you sit there and say, hey, this is the path I want to take. You know, and you build yourself towards that. I think it's very, very important to do that as early as possible. But most people, they don't have a clear goal of what they want to become or how they want to, well, what they want to become in the first place. Because I will see ANC being an artist, and I say, oh, I want to be an artist.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
halfway down the line, I see sister doing promotion. I say, no, actually, let me jump into a sister's career
Yeah.
and become a promoter.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Rather than saying, hey, you know what, I'm an artist and this is what I'm going to do.
Mhm.
But then you do everything possible
Right.
to make sure that you succeed in that field.
Right.
You know, but that reminds me, I didn't answer why I started supporting Arsenal. Right?
Yeah.
See, that team, you know, I just love Arsenal. And it started when I was in Sweden because I used to watch football a lot.
Right.
But the person that made me love Arsenal was Ian Wright.
Okay.
Ian Wright. He was one of the best strikers during that time, and he was scoring left, right, and center. And I just fell in love with Arsenal. You know, then came the Arsene Wenger era, you know, the Thierrys and all those things. But the thing is, I believe that everybody in this world is a secret Arsenal player.
Yep.
Because they will tell you one thing. Oh, I love how they play,
Yes.
but they don't win anything. You know?
Yeah.
But don't you think that's a nice way of telling them, yeah, I work like you
No.
say, okay, you know, but
They all know. No.
They
they
love,
play
because
nice
they
tennis.
love how we
Exactly.
play the game.
Everybody keeps
You
saying
understand?
beautiful football.
Yes.
That's Arsenal.
Yeah.
And,
You know?
or nurturing players, making them stars. That's Arsenal. So so you're right. All of
Yeah.
them are
No,
Arsenal.
maybe a
Arsenal
person
supporters in
like me,
disguise, you know?
a person like me that was coached from the Real Madrid area.
Right.
I've seen nice football. I've seen trophies. I've seen championship. I've seen caliber. Like I've seen levels.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
So when Arsenal move my football, fact that I'm not a Manchester fan. I can work with Arsenal. And I did so much about Arsenal fan. Arsenal fan do not win. Man, man feel like a man can.
Wow.
The old guy.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna win. So I can give up. Yeah, but y'all play nice tennis. Even though it's been a while.
Well, we did something that, well, I'm not sure whether it's been done before. The invincible era.
Right.
You know, play the whole league season without losing a game, winning in style. So at least, you know, give us that. During that time, I think the whole world were like Arsenal supporters in disguise, you know.
I will give
Except
y'all
the
something.
United fans.
I will give y'all something here.
Yeah.
Even among my friends here, I know you have they will never change Arsenal for nothing. So man, lulu like mama de how y'all
loyal.
don't change.
And
Yeah, loyal.
I was just about to ask Saul that,
Yeah.
like, how long have you been supporting Arsenal, and whether at some point you decided to, you know what, let me cross carpet.
No.
See?
Crossing a carpet has never been like even thought of. Seriously. You know, I've been loyal like to the core. Like I don't how much do what the hell at
Well,
never my support but I rather not stop watching football at all.
then stop supporting Arsenal.
Yes,
See?
yes, you know?
Arsenal supporters are all loyal.
Yes. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Very.
Loyalty is good.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna ask you this.
Yeah.
Contrasting your childhood days, the fun and you know your growing up being Saul FRAZER. Now things you used to do for fun, are they still the same? I know they're not changing nobody, right? Because growing up. What are those things that you still do for fun that you can't just wait from the watch a job to go home or do them or to be in the car or to go somewhere to have fun? What are those things still?
Okay. First of all, let me say what we were doing as childhood.
Right.
You know, we had a very good tight-knit neighborhood, right?
Right.
And I grew up in Latikunda Savage, by the way.
Okay.
And there was a point that you exactly the only time you separate with your boys
Right.
would be bedtimes, and even sometimes we sleep at each other's houses.
Right.
You know, that's how close we were, and it was a good neighborhood.
Boy,
As I mentioned
boy get on the nigga.
Yeah, you know, we'll do the voting. You know, we'll do the Bainlal.
Yeah.
You know, we'll do the play warga. So we ne party. Understand? Organize party sa si koñ bi nii.
Right.
You know, balaa party bi di door sax nga gis yenn boy yu saay saay dem nag ma ne corner bi suma corner la de fii bu fekkee taxaw xam nga. You know, those kind of things.
Right.
So, but it was just overall pleasant for me. You know, if I was to give my kids a childhood, I wouldn't change from what I had. Love from the parents, you know, from the neighbors, from everybody. You know, and you remember that saying that says it takes a village to raise a child.
Yep.
Right.
We really had that in Larikunda Sabje.
Right.
The things I miss now is it's sad to say this,
Yeah.
but
And you.
yeah, I haven't even been to my neighbor's house yet.
Right.
You know, because nowadays it like everybody's holding to each other. I mean, I don't know whether it is the same everywhere else, but where I am now, that is the situation.
Yeah.
You know, ku nekk mu ngi nekk site am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Xamante bi nekkaatu fa, miinante bi nekkaatu fa.
Yeah.
So you miss that thing
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
and well, development am loolu la nekk di indi. You know, we have a lot of foreigners coming in.
Yeah.
A lot of people just going about doing their own business.
Right.
The thing I enjoy now, really, you know, is similar things. Stay home, watch football, spend time with friends, you know, have a laugh, leka, watan, play cards, play Scrabble, you know. So those are the sort of similarities, but a lot has changed from then and now. to be
Right.
honest.
That is very true. I can relate. Like, you have a question?
Yeah. I wanted to ask, because transformation from childhood
Yeah.
to the football to concentrating on education. At some point, you would have thought of something else aside from the football, and before thinking about real estate, which came later
Yeah.
from your interviews. So, what was that one thing you wanted to be?
I've always wanted, you know, it's a typical that most Gambians, or let's say Africans in general, would want to be either a lawyer or a doctor. For me, my dream was to be a corporate lawyer.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
dealing with mergers and acquisitions. Say, if a company wants to buy another company, they will need a lawyer to come in and obviously do the due diligence and put all those things out. That was the ultimate dream for me.
Okay.
You know, but then Uma decided to choose an education for a career. I gave up Sweden, moved to England,
Okay.
because one, I'm feel on the Swedish language is very restricted. You
Okay.
can only use it in Scandinavia,
Okay.
and England gives you that international exposure.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nakam?
Yeah, this vehicle is just like an escort vehicle.
Yeah.
I like the way you made your greetings. Hey, that's nice. Sister, be prepared. Every day around you. Hey,
Thank you.
hey. Isn't that a nice thing? Language instead of saying good morning and hey, and the other person says hey.
No, for now,
Oh,
motor
man.
make a teeter.
Oh, man.
But let's take that opportunity to talk about the car. Come
Yeah.
on.
Man, I'm conference with the one to be in Gambia.
Oh, come on, why?
I'm got that Gambian thing. Not Maleka. They're going to chat to me or eat me. Yay.
Okay, well, I can risk it. I can risk it.
I can't. Man, Munuma, the one to be.
I have a different personality. I like luxury, but luxury with a touch of, I don't know how to call this, but man, I prefer, but I'm always some collection of cars in the future for either a Wrangler Jeep Bokasi or a pickup truck. Small hello and you better than they because they don't like really get it. They're expecting me to say some Range Rovers, some Porsche, some Maserati, but I'm not that type of, I don't know.
What I like what you call it.
Yeah, and unique cars as well.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the only car in the Gambia that I'm driving right now.
Right.
It's the only one in the Gambia. Yes. Wow. Yes. Other guy, can I chat to?
But how did you make your choice? How did you make your choice like this?
Okay, I've been admiring this car for a very, very, very long time.
Right.
In fact, nobody always pinpoint the car from a distance. I can always tell this is the car coming.
Right.
I've seen it being featured on Cars in the Gambia, the Instagram page. And anytime you go post, if I go through pictures, like I've never seen the car before.
Right.
And Benz is a great mark. Everybody knows that. To me, it's the best car mark in the world. And coming up with this unique pickup truck, it's amazing, honestly. It's really amazing. Yeah. So today we're riding with the no, let me allow Saul do the introduction. You just go sit on the side.
Right. Right. Well, this is a Mercedes-Benz pickup. It's like you said, very unique. I think it's the first and the only one in the Gambia for now. And I had recently seen it's been discontinued, which means they're not going to do it anymore.
Oh wow.
And the funny thing is, this is not my dream car. My dream car is actually Mercedes again,
Okay.
but a G-Wagon. I've been
Oh.
saving for it for a very long time, you know. But
Another one.
mutle guma, you know.
So,
But like I said, my childhood friend,
Mm.
who's a car dealer, he
Mhm.
has a car dealership just opposite the LT.
Okay.
Hamon and Emage obviously look for a G-Wagon, so one was counter for affordable and everything. So
Mhm.
what talk being a good direct, call man.
Mhm.
Boy, phone nigga. Money, Mangini Coco Ocean. Okay, Harold Mangini.
Mhm.
And he just came in and pulled up
Mhm.
with the car and said, look, I don't care whatever you say
Mhm.
or whatever you do, the mala ene mutabi.
Yeah.
You know, this guy is my childhood friend.
Right.
The same guy you know how.
Mhm.
You're under them chasing, you're under them play football. The runga from Ladikunda, the Nyobe Beach, Viri, understand?
Yeah.
Palma, you know, so we did everything. But
Uh-huh.
again, because of the relationship we had as a child
Mhm.
and being my friend still,
right.
mu ene ma correct. And obviously I couldn't resist either after testing it out.
Yeah.
And I bought it from him basically.
Nice.
This is a
I'm
really
very-
unique car.
Yes,
bro.
it is. It is.
It is, and to be honest, like you mentioned G-Wagon.
Mhm.
Suma amut G-Wagon. I can go in for this.
For this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
There's one G-Wagon in town.
Yeah.
It's not like the latest model. It's an old model. So anytime I'm with my sister, so you robe moto bi daf dia moto bi mom.
Uh-huh.
Manako you have no idea ki ban fa moto la mo dawal. Manako li fak ma am ko sama collection bi.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. You know?
So this is what I'm talking about, unique cars.
Mhm.
A lot of people wouldn't pinpoint that. They'll rather go in for the EMG, the different kind of four-wheel Benz. But to me, and I'll be like, you know, this car, every Nigerian celebrity could take it. Thank God they AMSA collection with G-Wagon. That's what I noticed.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a well-branded car that celebrities and rich people have,
Mhm.
you know, in their fleet. Yep, it's lit. Oh, I like G-Wagons, but bro, man, I'm a Jaguar fan.
Jaguar, yeah. Really.
Yeah, I
Jaguar.
don't know for what reason. I'm not
So why
even a
did you
Jaguar
choose to
fan.
ride in this one then? If you were
No, it's
Ah.
because sister.
Okay.
You know, I chose behind his back.
Sister.
And then I told him,
Yeah.
I've picked the car. And he was like, which one? I said, the Benz pickup truck. And he's like, well, then you can drive. I said, no problem. I'll be happy to.
Pare buyoyo, bayo ko kaya mo to pumunta wal, mo bayan dawal.
No.
Mangi dawal, mangi rasti mo to.
I'm saving myself for this one.
When we were riding coming from Town Table towards your area, right? There was this moment, couple of minutes, you know, because what was the motive?
Yeah.
Mangla rasal that time because mangi bukan nga dawal, man mangi overall ko man. Well, the hell, she don't want to touch the
We
wheel.
can do a part 2 then and use the
The Jaguar, yes.
Man, I'm a
yes.
Jaguar fan.
Yeah,
You know, I've like Jaguar from a long time.
long time.
After Madam, I'm been a Jaguar sometime, and the first time again I like Jaguar after. Why I go so much no problem?
They're nice cars.
Yeah.
They're nice
Yeah.
cars. Yeah.
You know, but it's beautiful. Into real estates,
Right.
we're gonna give the viewers opportunity sometime in this video, and we're gonna show them some sites. Oh man, real estate journey must be very interesting with you. So
It changed my life.
right,
You know, literally. Because, okay, Dumaneke, Sweden, I was lucky enough to get a property there, a house, which was eventually sold. Dumaneke, England, I mean, and did some small investments.
right. So bro, you were talking about how you got into real estate. You were saying it saved you up,
Change your
change
life.
your life. You know,
Yes.
moving from Sweden to UK.
Yeah. Well, I think the story of how I got into real estate is well documented, but I'll just do a short version
Right,
for the people that haven't seen that before.
right.
And you know how great businesses solve problems? Man, I was literally going out to solve my own problem.
Right.
When I was in London, working and hustling, saving up money to send back home for somebody to buy a property for me. That money was lost. And that feeling, devastation, and disappointment of that losing, yakar made me just say, hey, you know what? I don't want people like me to go through that same thing again. So women you say coincide with me working in the bank, then I meet some other people. And just looking at the situation in general. Because we well nit ñi di door di xalaat kër fekk yaa ngi around 45, you know, in the time we little season like very good, yaa ngi waaj a retire or something like that. And pour man loolu dafa romb. Man dama feel ne soo nekkee xale si nga door di plan sa life, especially if a kid plan to build family. So mu door di xalaat lan la ñoo mën a def pour bring the age of home ownership. Like for example, come instead of nga ne dama am kër su ma amee 35 or 45, by age of 20 fekk yaa ngi liggéey di hustle, war ngaa mën a door di invest into property. Noonu nañu introduce this land mortgage scheme. ngay pay as little as 2,000 or 3,000 a month towards home ownership. And then after 2-3 years, the mom land. Sorry, mom land.
Yeah.
So I may block fee somewhere. And you can build something, or you can just take the land to the bank the level highest.
Yeah.
Then they build a kid. So Balanyo 25, one from now 25, 30, one am second.
Right.
Because we all know what house or owning a property does for you. When first day my hair was a kid from my mom, the confidence I woke up with, it's compared to now. You know, sisters, you feel an inch taller, you feel bad, you know, you've kind of made. Wow. So having that experience very early, developing plans a life in better ways. And we all know the real estate kid is the most secure way to generate wealth into your family and pass it through to your kids. And you go through the same struggle and all that.
Right.
You know, so that's how the story started really. I was solving my own problem, and in the same way trying to solve other people's problems as well. And luckily, we've been involved with almost more than 5,000 homes over the last 14 years.
Wow.
Working not only in Gambia but in Senegal and Ghana. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing experience. But still now, I'm feeling door going down, you know, because we have a long way to go.
Right.
Especially when we're trying to solve the housing deficit in the Gambia. Because I'm not from we need to build 50,000 homes
Right.
in Gambia every year. Basically, to basically take care of the deficit that we have. So nobody understand like when people are shouting about competition, because the biggest developers Fini, there's no way you build 1,000 homes and sell it within a year. Right? If you're lucky, you can do maybe 500-600, but these are maybe even like pushing really, really hard. So if you have a 50,000 to do, and you have, let's say, even 10 developers, connect 1,000,
Right.
you still have a long way to go. You know. So Jarut,
That's a massive job.
it's a massive job, but it's all due to population growth. You know, people are becoming more independent at a very early age. Time going on, Nigel time, but like again from it's a family. But now people want to be independent very, very early, and they're trying to make it for themselves. And they feel that by just stepping out of the family house, then things can work.
Right.
You know.
Very true.
So.
But what were the times, or that the fact actually even must happen when your heart start beating and say, hey, real estate, like, yo, are we gonna make it? Oh, the risk or the challenges like started scaring you sometimes, but notwithstanding that you know you're still gonna do it.
Right.
But I'm that time, yo, am I actually prepared? You know, what were those times today I'm on?
Well, I think this is where the word believe is very important.
Right.
I believed in myself in the get-go. So it was rather the opposite. And stuff like, hey,
Right.
is it going to be possible? Okay, but man, I had a bigger vision and bigger plan, and I know exactly how I wanted to do things.
Right.
I remember Bima Parks Mapagasi, England, in Nipsey. People thought I was crazy. You know, because England, I had a very good job, well-paid job. I had my house there. I was driving a nice Alfa Romeo car. My life was set in the eyes of many people.
Right.
But who want to depend on working for people for the rest of my life? You know, I wanted to come home and make a difference. I didn't plan it was going to be real estate, but the experience I had whilst I was in UK, combined with other experiences that I had, then it was just like a light bulb moment, you know,
Yeah.
like, hey, you know what, this is what I want to do to help myself and help the people that need housing solutions. You know? But yeah, there'll be times that you're gonna find a lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties. But the moment you believe, you know, those challenges, you can easily move them around, juggle, because your link is like more in the end goal.
Right.
You know,
Right.
don't go obstacles to make something big in your
Right.
eyes or anything like that.
Yeah.
So you'll always find them. You
Yeah.
always find excuses. You always find challenges, but you just have to walk through them
Right.
as if they don't exist.
Right.
You know?
This is the second time like someone is repeating this word, the end goal.
Yeah.
This week, remember when we had the industry night with open mic?
Yeah.
You know, someone was advising the artist, and you know, he was saying like the end goal. Never forget about it. Are you repeating it here? I think it's so profound that every youth, you know, should definitely listen to that part. But what I like about your story the most is that your build up was organic and natural, come like different from a person listening or watching this interview who had Saul FRAZER's life. I think probably he was one of those rich kids, New Jersey Alel, and they had it that never lived a life in the streets, and he had it now, or he have it now, or something. But your story, looking at it, is like a build up of like I think all of us can relate. We had a similar life growing up as a Gambian. Them out young, hustling, making choices, you know, thinking that I'll make it or not. Nip Gambia, start yo.
And
man.
even after coming back home, talk about like, okay, I'm
Got
gonna
them
work
job
for
back.
myself. But then ligay si back.
You know, it's very important to know it. Like you just said, man, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth.
Right.
So my amuton much. My father didn't have much, and I was helping my mother sell fish cakes. The fry, man, my NOC part with them.
Wow.
Okay.